Good evening and welcome to Sports Federation TV. My name is Alton Davids. I'll be your host. Tonight we've got a very exciting lineup. We've got 4 different guests on the show today. We're chatting fencing, we're chatting the City of Cape Town, their program for their holidays. We're chatting an athlete who potentially and hopefully will be going to the Olympics in 2016 and her journey to qualifying, and we'll be chatting coaching principles. So don't go away. We've got a jam-packed 56 minutes for you. We've got lots of activity happening, and we'll start off with fencing and joined by a special visitor from not South Africa. Good evening, Helen, and welcome.
Good evening.
The president of the Commonwealth Fencing Association.
Yes, Federation.
Yes. Welcome to South Africa. It's an honor to have you here.
Thank
it's an
you.
honor to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
What is your role as the president of this great organization?
Well, my role is to obviously oversee and help organise events. We have every 3 years we have the junior championships. Every 4 years in the same year and generally the same country as the Commonwealth Games, we have the Commonwealth Championships. And we also have Veterans Championships every 2 years because they can't wait 4 years between events. And this year, for the first time in Cape Town, we're having the Cadet Commonwealth Championships, which is under 17. So the juniors are under 20 and the cadets are under 17. So that's a very large focus of my role. Another part of my role is to promote fencing in Commonwealth countries. And since I've been president since 2002, we've gone from 11 member countries to 30, and that's all over the world. So, and we're still growing. So, and one of our areas of growth has been in Africa. So that's really wonderful. We still have challenges in my area of the world, which is Oceania, and in the Caribbean, although Caribbean now has 5 or 6 members. So we're getting there.
A lot of hard work. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Just take a step back. Tell us what the Commonwealth countries mean, or how does the Commonwealth countries are constituted, so people understand what the term means.
Okay, so the Commonwealth was the former British Commonwealth, and all of the countries who are involved in the Commonwealth movement these days, it's called, are either part of Great Britain or former British Commonwealth colonies. Yeah. Yes. Or so when with the breakdown of colonisation or colonialism, not colonisation, colonialism, it was realised how important that family of countries is socially, economically. Very important, like from the point of view of shared values, shared heritage, shared language. And the Commonwealth movement these days does a lot to develop sport in all of the Commonwealth countries around the world, and to assist those countries in other ways as well, socially and economically.
Absolutely. And the reason why you're here is because of the Commonwealth Championships happening this weekend, which Robert is playing in.
Yep.
Hi Robert, you well?
Well, thank you.
Good, good. What's your chances of this weekend or this week?
Well, I compete in the men's foil event,
okay.
under 20, and it is a very strong event. I mean, there are a lot of surprisingly good Commonwealth nations. So, while it won't be easy, obviously we want to do the best we can, and we have a particularly strong team, so we hope to do well in the team event.
And have you guys competed previously in other international competitions?
Internationally, South Africa isn't the best fencing country. But we always try to do our best. Because it's an individual sport, we all compete individually, but then we come together for the team events. We compete locally in ranking competitions in South Africa, and then we qualify for world champs or Africa champs. Actually, our men's foil team, the team that I participated in, we came second at Africa champs, losing to Egypt. So, but, I mean, it happens, but we hope to do well this competition.
And the preparation leading up to this week's competition's been good?
A lot of training. A lot of training. It's been good though. The entire team has been training non-stop, whether from Cape Town or Johannesburg, Durban. So it's been difficult, but we've been managing.
That's good. As a fencer, what does it cost for a bag of equipment?
It is a very expensive sport. when you compete internationally, you have to get a certain grade of equipment that meets safety standards and quality standards. And it can get very expensive. I mean, one weapon, depending on which weapon you do, one weapon can cost about €100. So that racks up, considering you need minimum 4. So
yeah, it's quite an expensive sport, but a great sport.
Yes.
Let's take a look and see how much equipment and what equipment you need to fence. Let's check this out.
This is your jacket. It's like a t-shirt with really long arms and a plastron. You put the plastron on like so, you strap it on, and you put the jacket over the plastron. But now you also have this thing, it's called body wire. This is attached to your weapon, and this carries the current down your body and and continues down the circuit, down the piste. The body wire on here, through here, like so. All zipped up. And then you got your mask. This is an airplane mask. This protects you from getting hit in the face. You also got a glove here, and the glove protects your hand so that you don't get hit in the hand and you don't get injured. So body wire goes through there. So. And then you need a weapon. This is an épée. This gets plugged into there. So when this over there gets pushed in, it sends the current down there, right down the body, and out here by the body wire.
As you can see, it's quite an intricate sport, young man.
There's a lot of tradition and history behind fencing. All everyone wearing white, for example. But yeah, it's expensive, and there's lots of history and tradition. I don't really know what more to say. It's a very old sport. It's actually one of 3 sports that won every single Olympics.
Wow. And fencing's progressed over time to the point now that it's electronic.
Yes, I was just thinking, as Rob was saying, it has a lot of history and tradition behind it, and however, it's very highly, like many sports, technology has had a strong influence on safety in the sport. The masks are now stainless steel, the weapons are made of miraging steel, which when it breaks flat. Because there were a few accidents over time. In my day, I remember back in the day, where the blades would break and there might be a sharp piece of steel which could actually kill someone, and did on a very few occasions. We are now a very safe sport. And the jackets are actually made of material that has to resist 1600 newtons of pressure, which is as strong as the sails that they use on the big yachts, you know, the what are they made of?
Kevlar.
Kevlar, that's right.
Okay.
So, and our uniforms were made of Kevlar when they introduced these new safety standards, but they were so hard to move in that they've developed modern synthetics now that are just as strong. So you can, and you know, there are other developments with the way the blades bend, etc. So it is now a very, very safe sport, and I would argue that it's not a very expensive sport. I think to set yourself up, it is reasonably expensive, but compared to something like golf, canoeing, rowing, equestrian, I could name many other sports.
You don't need a horse.
You know, you don't have to carry your horse over your shoulder and you go into compete internationally, for example. But so I would argue it's not that expensive to set yourself up, and certainly in the first 5 years, when you're developing as a fencer, it's usually clubs provide you with equipment. You slowly buy a foil, a mask, your own glove, whatever. So you don't have to buy everything at once. you know.
All the clubs in Cape Town have stock that they give to their beginners. So I mean, you don't have to buy stuff to try out.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yep.
And that's the key. The upside is you do it indoors. It makes it even nicer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let's take a look and see how these athletes have prepared for this coming tournament. Let's check this out. Like with all sporting events and with all preparations for an event, those guys were in their final stages and preparing themselves for a great tournament that's happening this weekend. Robert, where's the tournament that you're participating in? Tell us about it.
It's at UCT in the sports halls. It starts on Saturday and goes until Friday. It's all day, non-stop, every day, from about 8 to 5. The finals are about 5 o'clock.
And the upside is that it's during school holidays, so the people have no excuse not to come down.
Exactly. And it's school holidays, university holidays, so everyone should be there. And it should be very, very interesting to see for someone who's never seen fencing before.
And there's different categories, I assume, men's, ladies, and all four weapons?
There's men, women events, there's junior and under 17 events, and then there are 3 different weapons. There's the foil, which I fence, there's epee, which you saw, and there's saber, and then there is also individual and team events.
Sure, it's a lot of activity to happen this week.
Yes.
Helen, are you prepared for all of this activity this week?
Well, I hope so. And we bring in some technical officials, obviously, as the overarching organisation, but also very reliant on a great team of people here in Cape Town who form the organising committee. We're also bringing in internationally qualified referees from all over the world, and some from non-Commonwealth countries who can be completely independent in the latter stages of each competition, so there can be no arguments about possible bias, which in the past, believe it or not, there were, but that's well behind us now, and that's been, I think, a significant improvement to our competitions. We're ready. We're really looking forward to having the cadets, the younger kids. Some of them will also compete in the under-20 event. It is going to be action-packed every day. People, if they're interested, should come along and watch the finals at least, and you'll see a lot of swashbuckling action, and kids will love it. I would think that there's going to be some really hard-fought competitions, and some of the main nations who will be contending for medals, there'll be a lot of medals obviously in each event, would be England, which is very strong traditionally, Scotland, Australia, and also South Africa. South Africa is definitely a contender in some of the events. So what I hope to see, there'll also be some small countries like
Guernsey.
yeah, Guernsey,
India.
one of the, or India is also actually has really improved over the last 10, 15 years in fencing, and they're going to be here in strength. So I think some countries may be really surprised by the strength of their team. And what I'm hoping as President of Commonwealth Fencing, of course, is to see a whole lot of countries win medals. I don't want to see, you know, one dominant country. I'd really like to see them shared around, because that's what will bring people back next time, and they can take the medal home and show their governing bodies and their funding bodies and say, look what we brought home, and can we go again next time, and will you help us? So that's what I'd like to see.
And we look forward to lots more action happening this week.
Yes.
Helen, thank you for your time. Thank you for making time, the journey to come to South Africa and the beautiful Cape Town.
My pleasure, and I'm sure I'll enjoy every second of it.
Enjoy the sightseeing and the rest of the tournament. Thank you for coming.
Thanks very much.
Robert, good luck. We'll
Thank
be
you.
there Monday to Friday, coming to watch you.
Thank you.
UCT is where it's happening. Come down, check out the action at the Commonwealth Championships. We're going to go for a break, and when we come back, we'll be chatting City of Cape Town. See you now.